Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're back for episode 5 of my NBA 2K14 MyGM, and you can see we're currently 24 and 25, 9th place in the Western Conference, just a game behind the 8th place Spurs, I do believe. So every game is becoming important now. We are at the 50-game point in the season. We're going up against the Denver Nuggets, one of the I think we're the 4th or 5th best team in the West so far this year, and the West is stacked as always. Really for the last 20 years, the West has always been better than the East, and it's not really just a trend that's starting now, as many people believe. But yeah, again, this year the West is really stacked, and the top 4 teams are really good. And it's going to be tough to make the playoffs because it's such a deep and talented conference. But we're going to do our best, and that's sort of what our goal was coming into this year. We want to go 500, or we want to win more games than we lose. We want to try and make the playoffs and all that stuff. So far we're doing an alright job at that, 24 and 25, and we have a legitimate shot at the playoffs right now. Obviously, got to do a little bit better to try and get into that 8th spot, but either way, so we win the tip here. And Ricky Rubio dribbling the ball up, looking for a screen from Luol Deng here. And beautiful screen from Deng. Clips both guys, so Rubio has the wide open lane. And that's an easy layup. But Nate Robinson for 3. And that is buckets right there. Robinson, such a deadly scorer. Can get away from you sometimes when you play 2K. But our defense actually did a great job today of stifling him all game long. Klay Thompson in the post. That's a big mismatch. Denver does play a really small backcourt when they start Robinson and Lawson. That's why I don't believe they play together very often. I know pretty sure Robinson comes off the bench for them most of the time, and I believe Brian Shaw tries to stifle Lawson's and Robinson's minutes for most of the time at least. It's hard to do it all the time because there's only 48 minutes to go around. But anyway, when they do run, or even when they run one of those guys, you usually can get a pretty good size advantage. Here though, J.J. Hickson face-up jumper on Larry Sanders, and the Denver Nuggets have a 2-point lead. Robinson down low, somehow, or actually that's I believe that is Chandler getting that offensive rebound, but there we go, 4-point lead for the Nuggets now, and they get the steal. Kenneth Faried dribbling the ball up the court, and he is so athletic, he will slam it down with authority in transition right there. That's how he gets a lot of his points. He's not a great offensive player, but he knows how to get garbage points like that. And Alexei Shved slamming it down, very similar play to what we ran with Rubio. Just a good screen by Barea, and then Shved getting around Lawson there. That's the advantage you get when you run pick and rolls with 2 guards. Is oftentimes the man covering the roll man is usually not in that type of situation, doesn't know how to guard the pick and roll like that. You can oftentimes get a big advantage like that. So Lawson though, good jumper, and the Nuggets have jumped out to a huge 25-13 lead here, and this is one of our offensive ruts that we sometimes go through. Luckily Gorgui Dieng running the break right there, hits the mid-range jumper, we get it down to 10. That's going to be the score at the end of the first. So 25-15 is your score. Not a good first quarter for our defense or our offense, really, but definitely our offense really stifling this quarter. Turnovers, missed shots. We do go through these little ruts because we really don't have that one scorer who can kind of get us out of these things. And that's certainly where we're going to look in the offseason for improvement. I think, we do have sort of our set core. I don't know how much better we're going to get. We did use the untapped potential on a couple guys last year, but my thinking is the one place where we can really get better is probably that Luol Deng spot. That's small forward, power forward. We can either get a big 4, we can get a stretch 4, we can get some sort of, franchise type player. How will we do that? Not too sure. We have plenty of assets to potentially make a trade. We have, a couple draft picks to potentially look in the draft, so we'll have to try and find a way to do it, but either way, Kenneth Faried once again running the break. He does that so well, and it's a slam dunk right there. 2-handed slam for Kenneth Faried. Great pass, too, by Nate Robinson to find Faried right there. Sort of fit that through the defense. But Rubio finding Barnes. Barnes is going to pump fake, and then Barnes so good at finishing around the rim, and Nate Robinson has no chance of trying to stop him when he's got a full head of steam like that. But Robinson finger roll with the left hand. It's an 8-point lead, and you can see he's pointing at someone here. But look at that. 7 points on 13 shots so far, so I'd say we've done a good job of defending him. But Barnes, tough finish right there over JaVale McGee. So Barnes is doing a blow to the scoring right now. He's really trying to help our offense get going. JaVale McGee post moves. Don't know if that's too realistic, but 44-36 Barea. Here we go, trying to get around the defense. Larry Sanders just slides open for a second. Larry Sanders' jump shot was actually pretty on today. It's not something that he uses a lot in real life, but he does have in this game, and we used it pretty effectively today. I think he had a couple jumpers, but a nice pick and roll right there. and the Nuggets go back up by, I believe, 6, and then they would end up taking a 9-point lead into the half after a Ty Lawson three-pointer. So that's going to do it for the first half. Down by 9. We were closing that gap for a while, but sort of a late 5-point run by the Nuggets pretty much made that second quarter run irrelevant. So too bad there, but a nice pick and pop. This is something we had working for a lot of the game, especially in the second half. Little pick and pop with Harrison Barnes. They were doubling Rubio on the pick, and Barnes was just popping open every time. So we hit a couple of them right there, cut the lead down to 6. Barnes is having quite a nice afternoon so far, but Robinson with the floater, getting around, just such a good scorer when he gets down low. He's always so lethal, despite his inefficient shooting sometimes, like in today's game. And then once again, Barnes finishing around the rim. Robinson is no match for him. And now Jang in the post, Robinson on him. When Robinson is on the floor, it's such a defensive liability that we were able to really take advantage of it to get our offense out of some of these ruts. So we get a block here. Barnes on the rebound, taking it up full head of steam, and he slams it down and one. JaVale McGee had to get out of the way there, went for the block, but he was not stopping Harrison Barnes right there. So it's an and one, a big bucket for Barnes. We have a chance to cut the lead down to 1. Now 59-58, Fournier with the ball, recently traded for Aaron Aflalo, and in my opinion, a pretty lopsided trade, but a Fournier for 3, he can do that pretty well. He is a great three-point shooter, and he knocks that one down, 62-58. Now Fournier doing a little bit of ball handling here, dribbling it up, and he just gets right by Chase Budinger. Horrendous defense on my part, and Fournier makes it a 6-point game. Now Chandler with the ball, it's a 7-point game, isoing himself on Shabazz Muhammad, but for some reason Dante Cunningham comes over and helps him. Mozgov's wide open down low, and that's an easy 2 points. Now Mbah a Moute in the post, no thank you, we'll hand it off to Cunningham there, who had position down low, makes the 2. Now Mbah a Moute once again trying to create some offense, and check out that finish. Not something you would expect out of really a defensive specialist, but 69-66, and that is going to be the score heading into the fourth and final quarter. So we closed the gap a little bit there, better quarter out of us, and now we have a legitimate shot at winning this game as we, I believe, outscored them by 6 points that quarter, 26-20. So like I said, good quarter out of the T-Wolves. Now 70-72, Rubio with the ball, dribbling up on the break. He goes for the finish and ends up hitting that layup right there. I probably, if I could do that again, would have passed that out to Clay, but it does not matter. And now we get a block on Robinson. Dang with the ball up the court to Thompson. Lawson tries to go for the steal. That leaves a wide open lane for Klay Thompson, and the T-Wolves finally have the lead for the first time since the first quarter. Now 74-72. Check out the finish from Kenneth Faried. Acrobatic layup. And now Thompson tries to fit a pass between the defenses. Turnover. Lawson the other way to JaVale McGee. Poster time for JaVale McGee. And the Nuggets go up by 4. Now Barnes with the steal though, and Barnes sees Luol Deng. Deng goes for the slam, and he posterizes Kenneth Faried right there. So now it's back to a tie game, 78-all. We hit Deng in transition for 3. It's an air ball, but Klay Thompson's there for the offensive rebound, and he gives us the lead once again, 80-78. Lawson coming around the screen, finds Chandler in the corner. He knocks down the open shot, foot on the line to Larula to 2. Now the other way, Deng, corner 3 himself, no good. Barnes with the offensive rebound, up, and he's just going to finish this right over JaVale McGee. Impressive finishing today from Harrison Barnes. Now, this play frustrated the hell out of me. Ricky Rubio decides to help down on Robinson despite there being 2 other defenders in better position to help, and I wouldn't even say Thompson needed help on Robinson there, so Lawson's wide open for 3, and he knocks it down. So 83-all is the score. Thompson on the other end with the 3, he knocks it down, so we take a 3-point lead once again. But on the other end for the Nuggets, look at this play. It's a very similar play. You can see Rubio helping down, and Robinson open for 3, and he knocks it down. So 1-point lead for the Nuggets now late in the game. We find Barnes long 2. He gets it to go, and we retake the lead 90-89. 48 seconds to play. Lawson coming around the screen. Alley-oops it to Kenneth Faried. Talk about the cheese right there. That was some serious cheese for Reed, just cutting baseline and catching the alley-oop and slamming it down. So we're going to go back to Barnes here. We try to get a little switch, a little action here with the sort of a screen from Rubio. Barnes is blocked. Sanders put back, no good. So with 26 seconds left, we foul. Now it's a 2-point game. Thompson in the corner. The shot will be good, but his foot's on the line, so it's only a 2. Now 3.4 seconds left. They call timeout. We would foul. Second free throw. No good. And I try to call timeout, but we do not have any timeouts left, as you can see. So we're just going to have to chuck it up here with Barnes, and I don't even think he got it off. No good. So the Nuggets pull this one out. That home court advantage probably served them well. The Nuggets, one of the best home teams in basketball year in and year out, despite some of their weak play in 2013, 2014. But a big win for the Nuggets and a tough loss for the T-Wolves, who fall to 2 games under 500. So as you can take a look at the box score here. We ended up shooting 54%, but a big problem was our turnovers. I believe we had 16 turnovers. So that's always a problem for us, and the games where we don't turn the ball over, we tend to win, so that's always sort of a key for us. But on the other end, Nate Robinson, 20 points on 34 shots. That's pretty stupid. I don't know why Nate Robinson would take 34 shots, but either way, their offense got it done enough to win. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and just out. Peace.